What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to an episode of the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. Today, we're going to be breaking down our individual 5 most underrated and 5 most overrated prospects in the NFL draft this year. Before we dive into it, a few reminders: subscribe, and we will also be beginning our kind of a new series here. Hot Take Tuesday, Hot Take Thursday. I'm not fully decided yet. Kind of depends.
Yeah.
But any day that begins with a T, we're gonna be taking your hot takes. So
like tomorrow. Just kidding.
yes, I'm gonna be posting tweets about hot takes on my Twitter account, which is right there. Or you could just comment them as well, and we will break them down. You get a nice shout out if you're into that kind of stuff. Get a nice name shout out, and we'll break it down on the podcast. Of course, Seahawks or draft hot takes. We're not going to be talking about the Eagles. You know why?
Right. Nobody cares about the Eagles.
So, yeah, irrelevant.
Shitty birds, anyways.
Yeah, but just our nation's. Just our nation's symbol.
Right. I was gonna say that's maybe not the bird to shit on. Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, you can take a dump on a cardinal because it's a cardinal. Like, what do they do?
As a Cubs fan, I would agree with that even more. 100%.
Valid. I also, Oriole. Like, what even is an Oriole? Like, Jesus Christ, come on.
I don't even know. They don't even know what they are.
Okay,
Blue Jay.
Yeah. Listen, I've been to the Oriole Stadium. Gorgeous stadium.
Right.
Beautiful.
Just shitty team.
Terrible name.
Yeah.
It ruins it. Anyways, I say we dive right in. The way that I formatted mine is that there's really no formal ranking for these. I just kind of wrote them down.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of used a baseline that we used was the PFF big board, and they rank, I think, like all like 400 prospects or whatever. So
yeah,
we kind of went off that. I really stuck to the first 3 rounds because nobody's going to care about a guy in the 6th round who I think is underrated.
No.
Y'all stay for the spicy stuff. And
right.
Spicy stuff
we try to keep it with the names that you guys would know for the most part.
I'm not going to say some dude out of South
UConn
Dakota State or something like UConn. Well, Travis Jones is Travis Jones almost.
I knew you were about to do that.
No, well, actually, Ryan Vandermark is fine. He's probably going to get picked in the 6th round. He's okay. Yeah. Travis Jones might be a 1st-round pick, so don't sleep, Mike. Don't sleep.
I knew you were about to jump and correct me over the guys coming
don't
out
sleep.
of UConn.
No, Travis Jones might be a 1st-round pick. Don't sleep.
We say his name was? I need one more overrated. What did you say his name was? Just kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, watch the tape. No.
Watch the tape.
Let's dive in. My first underrated name is going to be Jermaine Johnson, University of Florida State. I love his tape. I love it. He's a Georgia transfer, goes to Florida State to get that new look because that Georgia defense is stacked. Goes there and has a casual double-digit sack season in college football. He's got a great build and is arguably the 2nd best pass rusher in this year's class. I think
that's a hot take.
I think it's debatable.
Though. That's a very
PFF
hot take.
has him as their 26th best prospect.
That's a very hot take, Sam.
I think Jermaine Johnson isn't getting the hype, at least from PFF, that I really think he deserves to be getting. I think that if this guy stayed on Georgia and he has this year, this guy might be a consensus top 10 draft pick. Not going to say if there's any media bias, but there might be some media bias going on.
Wow. Coming out the gate smoking.
I love his tape. He's very natural. He is 23. So he's been in the league a few years. He went to the Senior Bowl. So he's very polished. He's going to be more polished than Hutchinson and Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Which I like, especially for the Seahawks. If you're looking to get in the short-term compete stage and you want to get a guy who can get you those double-digit sacks, I think Jermaine Johnson fits right into that. Underrated, I have Jermaine Johnson.
That's
who's your
that's
first
a spicy one. I like it. I think we kind of had the same thought process with our first underrated. I had George Karlaftis. I really like George Karlaftis. He's a guy to me that is not getting nearly as much hype as he deserves, probably because of not small school, but smaller school. You got Hutchinson out of Michigan, you got Walker out of Georgia, you got Thibodeau out of Oregon. He's not seen in the same tier as those guys, But I think if you're a team sitting at the middle to late first round, you can snag this guy up. I think he's going to be a phenomenal pass rusher. I think he is criminally underrated in this draft. Just watching some of his tape, I mean, you see a lot of really, really good things on tape that's going to translate well to the NFL. So for my first underrated, I had George Karlaftis.
Very solid, very solid. I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, he's on my overrated, not because
Damn, we're
I
going to
don't
blows,
like his
bro.
tape. Not because I don't like his tape, because of where PFF has him. And
Where does PFF? I'm interested. Where does
PFF
have
has him at 10, which I think is a little high. I think he's probably late teens, high 20s prospect. I do like what he has. So I'm going to dive in on that.
Here's what I'll say on that for 1 second. I think he's probably the third best edge rusher in this draft. Would be my spicy hot take. I think 10 is where he should go, but I don't think he will. I think he's going to slip to the middle.
I do like Karlaftis. I like Karlaftis.
Yeah.
So when I talk about him, am I overrated? It's not because I don't like him.
No, you hate his guts for sure.
I hate
what's
him.
I
think he's a terrible player.
Right.
I have George Pickens as my second most underrated player in this year's draft class.
I have him as well. I have him later on the list, but I also have George Pickens.
But once again, no ranking here for me. I just kind of wrote down guys that I saw first, and Jermaine Johnson and George Pickens were immediately the first two guys to pop in my head. George Pickens really didn't play last year, tore his ACL, but this guy has
balled in the national championship, though.
Yeah, he did ball in the national championship.
Yeah,
I love his talent. He's ranked 57th by PFF. He's 21 years old, 6'3", 195. And this dude, he's a very fluent player for his size. He's very natural. He moves well. And I think that if a team like that's like the Chiefs or the Packers that's sitting at 30 in the late 30s, they see this guy who's very raw, but yet polished enough to play right out of the gate.
Yeah.
I think this guy has a chance to be a top receiver. I think he's got a one hell of a build. He's a fluent player. I have him as he might be, in the great scheme of things, my most underrated player.
I think when we're talking about the value discrepancy of where he will go versus what his potential is, I think you can make the argument he's the most underrated player in this draft.
I like him more than Jahan Dotson.
I do too.
Most people say is going to go late first round. I like him more than Jahan Dotson. I like him more than Sky Moore too.
Yeah, me too. I think, when you're looking at, I thought of this today earlier, and I was thinking to myself about the Tyreek Hill trade, and I was like, obviously the Chiefs didn't want to pay him that much money, but like they had to have a plan. Like they had to have a guy in this draft that they want. And so I think that they think that they're gonna take George Pickens at 30. I think they're gonna take, whoever with the Dolphins pick, and at 30 they're gonna go after George Pickens, which will be awesome for Patrick Mahomes. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Just throw it.
Quarterbacks love a target that big. He takes up space. He takes up space. Assuming something happened in the Cubs game. So
three-run bomb, bro. I'm depressed now. But anyway, no, I think he's a big. I mean, you saw him in the national championship just go up and absolutely just manhandle that dude. I don't want to say. I'm pretty sure it was Job, which I don't like just Job.
He really showed out to me.
No, his talent is off the charts. He's a fluid athlete, like you said, has great hands, can run fast. Shout out Seahawks MVP for introducing me to this guy months ago, and me talking mad shit about him that he wasn't going to do anything in the Natty, and then absolutely just embarrassed Alabama. So shout out right there. But I really like George Pickens. That's my number 5 most underrated. And they're not really in an order either, but those are 2 of the guys I have that are underrated.
So my third is a guy who in this draft has a teammate at the same position who is projected much higher than him. I have Kyler Gordon as my.
Oh, I thought we were thinking.
As my number 3 most underrated prospect. Trey Mcduffie is a potential top 10 draft pick, at least top 16. He's getting a lot of hype, had a solid combine, not great, but solid. Kyler Gordon is PFF's 60th best prospect. Wow. I think a team would be killing to get a corner who had an 87 PFF grade, which was 14th in the nation out of 887 corners who could have had a grade. He was 14th in the nation last year. I mean, dude, he's fast, and he played both outside and slot. I think that like teams would kill for a guy as good as Kyler Gordon at 60. I think Kyler Gordon is very talented, and I think Trent McDuffie might kind of be overshining him a bit. And I really like Trent McDuffie as well. But if you go and watch the tape, those Washington games, Kyler Gordon is step for step with Trent McDuffie in those games.
Would you be good with taking Kyle Gordon at 40 or 41 for the Seahawks?
Hell yes. I would totally be open to that. I think Kyler Gordon's great. I think Kyler Gordon's
No,
great.
I would be totally open for that as well. I thought we were about to have the same player again, but the way you described him, same thought process. A guy plays the same position as his teammate who's going to go way higher than him in the draft. Feel like he's been overshadowed a little bit. I'm going to go with Kobe Bryant. I really like Kobe Bryant.
I like that. I like that call. I like that call. I thought, low-key, when you were saying that, I thought you were going to go with Devontae Wyatt.
Maybe he's on a different list here. Anyway, this overrated list is gonna give me so much trouble. We have comments a lot of the times that we don't know football. We're gonna get so many of these today. I'll tell you what. But Kobe Bryant is one of my most underrated players. Here's why. Sauce Gardner, maybe it's because he's got just the dopest nickname in college football, has been taking all of the attention away. But again, I have to be a homer here for a second and say that in the Alabama game, Sauce and Kobe were locking up legitimate NFL receivers. I believe they were statistically speaking the best corner duo in college. Cincinnati, who made it to the college football playoff, and let's be real, Cincinnati is not one of these marquee programs, Ohio State, Bama, Clemson, Georgia, whatever. They made it because their pass defense was so good. Those two guys were clamps all season long, and Sauce is the better player. I'm not saying he's not. However, I think that a guy like Kobe Bryant is going a little bit under the radar because of all the attention that's going to Sauce. And I think he could slip down the draft board and a team could pick him up and get a stud corner. So I'm interested. I would guess that PFF probably has him graded. I think they have him graded at 82. I think is what they have him.
Let me look up that. Let me look up that grade. They have him.
I think it's
at
81 or 80.
149.
140. Okay, that just makes my point even better.
I would kill to have Kobe Bryant at 150.
I would.
I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't know if I would. It would not surprise me if John Schneider did this. Take him at 40 or 41. What's our next pick? 72.
So after 40 or 41, we have 72.
Yeah.
And we have 104.
I take him at 72. I'm gonna just be straight up. I'll take him at 72.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I really like him a lot.
Yeah, but obviously, Sauce is kind of that dude. So
yeah,
he's kind of overshadowing.
It reminds me a while. If you guys remember this, you OGers, years ago, I think it was like 2009, 2010. The Jets had Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie, and nobody gave a shit about Antonio Cromartie because Darrelle Revis was like the guy. Like he was like the best corner in the NFL.
Antonio Cromartie was dope. He might not be a Hall of Famer, but he was dope.
He was dope. Antonio Cromartie was the guy. That's the situation that this reminds me of right here. So I think, when you're looking at Kobe Bryant, it's a guy that you can get obviously before 140. I mean, I take him at 72 and have no problem with this. And I really like him. So that's why I'm going to go. Kobe Bryant's my third most underrated guy.
Yeah. So at number 4 for me, this is a guy who I have liked for a pretty long time. And frankly, it is a little bit boring because he is an offensive lineman. And I know a lot of people are probably, tucking themselves in to go for a nice long sleep because I'm talking about this. But, dude, Tyler Smith out of Tulsa is a dog. 73rd ranked from PFF.
Okay.
He's 21 years old. He's 6'5", and he is 324 pounds. And posted on 909 snaps at left tackle a clean 92 grade, according to PFF. I love his physical tools. If we could get him at 72, which is he's ranked at 73, if we can get him at 72, dude, this is a potential long-time left tackle stepping into your building right away. He's 21 years old. I would maybe fine if he was like 23 or 24 and he's like a fifth-year senior. But this guy's 21. He still has growth to make. Mm-hmm. And for him to already be at this level and for him to already be kind of balling out at this point, I really like Tyler Smith, and I've liked him for a long time, and I'm surprised he's this low according to PFF.
Yeah, I think Tyler Smith is a good get it underrated. I thought about him, but I wanted to go with another offensive lineman, and this was more, I think, you kind of had the logic of like a guy who's being slept on. I think that this guy is just not getting enough praise. Tyler Linderbaum, I think, is going to be a really good offensive lineman. I think, I'm curious to where he's projected. I would say he's probably projected at about 25.
I think he's 19.
Okay, 19. Yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, this reminds me a lot of what the Jets took last year with Elijah Vera Tucker. I would take this guy top 15. I really would. I think he's a dog. You saw, when it came to the Chiefs last year, you saw how much of a difference a guy like Creed Humphrey made. He went in the second round, so I think Tyler Linderbaum could be a life changer for your offensive line.
Linderbaum was like kind of a consensus first round pick, but now he's kind of like if someone could get him in the second round, you're getting the best center in the draft.
Yeah, I don't know why his stock has just nosedived.
I think it's because there's not a lot of teams that have an immediate need at center, like an immediate need.
Right.
So I think they're just like chilling. But
if he drops to 40, I mean, I would absolutely love the Seahawks to take him at 40.
Hey, please.
I mean, listen, we bring this up all the time. Me and Sam pounded on the table for Creed Humphrey last year, pre-draft. We were both Creed Humphrey, and we had an opportunity to take him when we didn't. And
we called each other.
Yeah, we did. We were like, dude, I hope Creed is still is the move right here. And we took D. Eskridge, which didn't really do much in his rookie year. I'm not giving up, but I'm just saying didn't do much. But you saw the instant impact that Creed Humphrey had. I think Tyler Linderbaum could be a similar thing. I am very, very excited to see what he's going to do in the NFL and what difference he's going to make, unless he goes to like the Packers or something like that. Then I wouldn't be so excited. But other than that, I'm really excited to see what he does.
I mean, I love Linderbaum. I'm surprised his stock is falling like it is. So, if a team gets him in the second round, it might be the steal of the draft.
It could really be.
At number 5, this is a guy who I did not think would have been considered this low on PFF's board. I have a guy who played with a very high pick just last year. And he's been getting some praise recently, but PFF's kind of disrespecting his name. I'm going to go Christian Watson, the 74th best prospect in the draft.
Wow.
74. Played with Trey Lance last year, 16th highest grade from PFF. He's just going to be about 23 years old. 6'4", 208. I mean, this guy is a very good athlete. He does have some issues as it pertains to tracking the football, but DK had those issues, and those drop problems have essentially been like eradicated by his third year. So
we don't really see that no more. Yeah.
So he might have some growing pains coming in. He tested so well at the combine, and I really like his tape. I like what he brings. I think that this guy could be a seriously good football player for a team. Once again, late in that first round, who might need a wide receiver with upside. First 2 names I'm looking at, I like Christian Watson also more than Jahan Dotson. No disrespect to Jahan Dotson, but he's been a guy who I've been seeing is like, he's like a late first round prospect. I like Christian Watson and George Pickens just as much, if not more. And those are the first 2 guys who are going to be coming up on the board. If I'm like the Packers or the Chiefs and I'm looking for a receiver with long-term upside to grow, I got Christian Watson, I got George Pickens. So that's going to round out my underrated. I want to see who you have as your last player.
My last underrated player, and this is a guy that, again, I feel like I'm not going to put him in the top 3 or 4 of his position, but I think that he is somebody that if you can get him in the second or third round, you can be really happy with what you've got. Boye Mafe. I like his tape. I like his tape a lot.
He was an honorable mention for me.
Yeah, he definitely was one of the first people I thought of when I thought of underrated guys in this draft. Again, you're not taking him with a top 10 pick probably, but end of first, second, maybe even, middle second round, you could pick this guy up, get really, really good production, I think, from him. This is a guy
Seahawks.
I was about to say I would love it if we took him at 40 or 41. So that is gonna round up my underrated list. Now I'm just gonna say, I don't know about you. We haven't seen each other's list, just for reference.
We wrote these on our own. And
my overrated list is gonna cause a stir.
There are a few that are gonna cause a stir. And guys, disclaimer: because they are on our overrated list does not mean we don't like them.
It means we don't like where they're.
It means we don't like where they're rated.
Right.
You can think LeBron James is overrated all the time. It doesn't mean you think he sucks at basketball.
Right.
It just means that you think he's
I'm
higher
not.
than he should
I'm not
be.
out here calling these dudes scrubs. All right. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
I'm not here saying that a guy who could be top 5 is going to be a third round pick at best, in my opinion. No, he's obviously, in my opinion, still a great player. But just calm down. Disclaimer.
Yes.
Mike, do you want to go first on this one? Do you want to take the?
I do want to go first, actually, and I think this is a name. This is a guy. Just a little introduction here. This is a guy that I think has been mocked. I've been seeing him mocked to the Seahawks a lot, and I will be absolutely furious if he is taken here. Trevor Penning.
He was my first player.
I do not like this guy at all. I don't understand the hype around him. I think, okay, let me go on a rant here for a little bit. At the Senior Bowl, there was the play where he was at left tackle, hip tossed the dude right into Desmond Ridder, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's so." That doesn't play at all in the NFL.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Do that to Myles Garrett, you know?
Yeah. Well, number one, try to do that to anybody and they'll rip your head off. Number two, he just threw a defensive lineman into his quarterback. He's lucky Desmond Ridder didn't tear his ACL right then and there. So I don't like it. Didn't play at a big school, didn't go up against a lot of legitimate pass rushers. At the Senior Bowl too, I don't know if you noticed, got bull rushed a lot. I mean, just by these guys that are, I mean, he's nasty. He's whatever. He's getting bull rushed a lot. The guys are getting right past him. They're beating him off the edge. Like, I don't know. I don't understand the hype at all for Trevor Penning. And it's been making me very upset to see him mocked so much at number 9 to the Seahawks. I will be absolutely livid if the Seahawks take this man at number 9.
Here's my thing about Trevor Penning. I have a 2nd to 3rd round grade on him.
So do I.
Because I think his upside would make him to be a great 2nd or 3rd round pick.
Yes.
A top 10 pick is way too much of a swing on a guy who has. My biggest issues with him are flag and technique.
I think he got flagged 16 times last year.
Obviously, both can be taught. Both can be taught. Guys will, unless you're Jermaine Johnson, your flags are going to go down.
We was just thinking the same thing.
And then, I mean, I think Penning has. I think what everybody says, kind of cliche at this point. Everybody says about Penning is that he's got that dog in him. He's got that.
He's aggressive. He's a mauler.
He's a dog. He's a mauler. He's gonna get in your face.
He plays to the whistle. Okay.
He's fine. Number 9, like maybe even if you're at like 30 and you're like the Bengals, then maybe I think it's a fine pick.
Yeah.
But like he's too raw for me to put a high 1st round grade on him.
Yeah, I don't understand the hype around him at all.
I think he's talented. I think he's a very talented player.
Do you want to hear another one that is going to cause an absolute stir that I'm about to say?
What's up?
Malik Willis is my 2nd most overrated player. Listen,
that's fine.
I like Malik Willis.
I didn't have him there.
I like Malik Willis. However, can we stop pretending that this guy is a legit like top 5 pick? Top 10 pick. I know I've said I want the Seahawks to take him at 9. That's mostly just because I want a quarterback and I want it now. But let's be honest, guys. Right now, he is not a top 10 pick. I've seen him mocked all the way up number 2 to the Lions. No. You got to watch his tape. Listen. The dude is ridiculously talented. He is a great athlete. He has got a strong arm.
If he gets under the right coach, he's going to be.
I think this could be a situation like and it's not the same. They're not the same type of player, but like a Josh Allen, right? Josh Allen coming out of school, very raw, but the physical tools were there. Struggle with accuracy, struggle with footwork, decision making. Those are all things that Malik Willis struggles with. Under the right coaching staff, could be really good. But would you really, if you're the Lions, or do you really think you can fix and give the support that he needs? No, I don't think so. And I just don't think that this guy is worth the hype that he's getting. The problem is in this draft, the quarterbacks aren't very good. And so because he is maybe the best quarterback in this draft, which that's debatable, then people are like, oh, he's actually a top 5 pick. He's going to go higher than he should. Most quarterbacks do. But I am not a fan of Malik Willis going that early. But I know he will, but I'm just not a fan of that.
That's fair. I think his talent is among the better we've seen in the
I
last
agree.
5 years.
Now,
I think
this is going to be clipped when he's, like a Lamar MVP guy in his second year or something like that.
yeah.
But I'm just
He's
saying,
he's a little raw. He's
so
definitely a little
very,
raw.
very low floor, but a very high ceiling. There's just
My second guy is a quarterback.
Oh.
His last name is not Malik Willis. And he's arguably in the opposite situation as Malik Willis. He's probably one of the more pro-ready quarterbacks. But can we stop acting like this guy is a feasible option for the Seahawks at 9? I got Kenny Pickett.
Oh my God! Thank you.
Kenny Pickett is a fine quarterback. He's a
Okay.
fine quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He's probably going to be a solid starter for a team. Can we stop acting like he has any intangibles that makes him the pick at 9 for Seattle?
Like the thing with the reason I really like your Kenny Pickett decision here is at least with Malik Willis, you could say, okay, he has elite traits, right? Elite arm strength, elite athleticism. What is Kenny Pickett elite at?
Fake sliding.
Fake sliding, yeah. Like
he's an elite. He's an elite fake slider. I'm actually going to remove him from my list now because I think that I'm overlooking that.
Right. But man, I don't get the Kenny Pickett love. I mean, he kind of had a Joe Burrow type situation where he was kind of bad in college until his last year.
But it's not because Joe had elite tangibles.
Joe does. But I'm saying that Joe does. I'm saying statistically speaking, it's similar to that.
I don't like him that much. I think he's a fine player. He's gonna be fine. But he's like a Daniel Jones. He's probably gonna go top 15. But what makes him a top 15 quarterback? If you're talking about he's pro ready, I would rather have Desmond Ridder as a pro ready quarterback. That's just me. I think Desmond Ridder's better. I think Matt Corral's better. Hell, I think you could debate that Sam Howell is better. And I have Sam Howell as my 5th best quarterback. A debate.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's official.
Baker Mayfield. We can clone Baker Mayfield. Yeah.
I have Kenny Pickett. Chill out. He does nothing great, which has always been my critique of Daniel Jones. He has never ever done anything really well.
Except for be tall. He's just tall.
Yeah, he's a solid athlete. He looks kind of like Eli Manning.
Good arm strength. He can be
solid.
Accurate
he can be accurate. I mean, he
turns the ball over like it's going out.
Solid zip. I mean, he's elite at fumbling.
He's very elite at giving the ball to the defense. Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Who do you have at number 3?
I had this is okay. Man, I'm really getting it. Derek Stingley. Ooh, spicy. I know. Here's the thing.
This might be the first one I outright disagree with, but
here's the thing. The debate in this draft, and again, this is like what Sam was saying, not saying he's a scrub, not saying he's undraftable, whatever. The debate in this draft has been Sauce or Derek. Which one?
Sauce is better. I think
Sauce is better. Sauce is absolutely better. There's a lot of people that think Derek Stingley's better. But go back and watch Derek Stingley's tape. 2019, the dude looked like the second coming of prime, Darrelle Reeves. Second Darrelle Reeves mentioned in this video. 2020, he was okay. He was all right. He was not amazing in 2021 last year. He was not. He was expected to be the big-time leader of that LSU defense. And as we know, LSU, you love to see it. They absolutely crumbled last year. Was he good? Yeah, he's good. And I think he's a great athlete. He's got, good ball skills, everything like that. But is he worth a top 15 pick? I don't know. I don't know if he's worth a top 15 pick. I don't know. I definitely wouldn't take him before Sauce. I might take Trent McDuffie before him if I'm being honest.
That's
I know
fair.
very,
that
very
would be a fair critique. But I think he tested really well.
He did test really, like I said, great athlete. Yeah, great athlete. Again, not me saying definitely a first round guy. Not me saying he's a scrub or anything, but I just think where he's probably mocked to go is a little too high for him. But that's gonna irritate some. That's gonna rub some people the wrong way.
So I already mentioned him earlier. I'm gonna save my spiciest for last. I had him a bit earlier, but I figured I'd save him for last. I have George Carr Loftus, like I said, not because I don't think he's bad. I like George Carr Loftus, actually. If the Seahawks were to pick him at 9, would I throw a temper tantrum? I don't think so.
I I would kind of throw a temper tantrum if I'm
At 9, yeah, low key.
At 9, yeah, low key,
It
yeah.
would be like a minor temper tantrum. Like I'd like throw a pen or something. You know,
it would be
damn
like
it.
it would be my same reaction to
But
us
it's not like
thinking
if you
like,
pick Trevor Penning at 9 when I
oh my god, it would
throw
be
my phone.
it would be my same reaction to like seeing LJ Collier taken a couple years ago. Be like, what?
What?
John, are you good?
Yeah.
But
You know, I mean, Karlaftis is a good player. He's
Yeah.
good.
yeah,
10 is a little rich for my blood. It's a little rich. I think he's I would plop him right in that range of like 18 to 22. I think he's debatably the third best pass rusher if you want to go that far. I think he's fourth, though, in the grand scheme of things. And once again, this is a loaded pass rush class, so being fourth in a loaded pass rushing class is not
so
a
really
bad
good,
thing.
right?
Like I say, I have Jermaine Johnson at 2, in my opinion, but I have Thibodeau at 3, and I have Karlaftis at 4. I think he's a good player, but 10, a little high. It's a little rich. I would be cautious with that one.
Yeah, no, I like where your reasoning is. You know, you don't think he's trash, but 10 is definitely not somewhere I would pick him.
If the Seahawks traded back to like 20 and
Yeah,
pick George Karlaftis, I would be happy with it.
is totally in the realm of possibility. John loves to trade back, so I could totally.
If we got him at 20, I'd be totally fine with it.
We talked about this yesterday, but if we made the trade with New Orleans to take 16 and 18 for 9, would you take Karlaftis with one of those two? I would.
It depends who's on the board.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If Karlaftis is like a top 3 best available player, then I would definitely consider it for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of edge rushers that are overrated, Trayvon Walker is very overrated.
Mike, you stole my thunder.
I did steal your thunder.
He was gonna be my 5th. He was gonna be my 5th.
I'm sorry, Sam. I had to take this one as the Bama fan. This brings me so much joy. I don't know why the sudden just rocket up the draft boards for Trayvon Walker. I think he's good. I don't think
me too. I think he's good.
He's definitely not top 5 good. I've been seeing him going to the Lions at 2.
I've been seeing him 1.
I've been seeing him to the Texans. Like I don't know. I don't know where this came from. Got pressure on only 9% of his snaps last year. Like
I think he's the 5th best edge rusher in the class.
Yeah, he's 5th or 6th. He's great athlete. Yeah, but
I might pick Evan Ketty over Trayvon Walker.
As a pass rusher though, and I get it. Again,
he's very versatile. I will say he's very versatile.
Went to Georgia. Obviously their defense.
He also tested incredibly well.
Tested really well. This has shades of Clowney to me though, where it's really great athlete, not great pass rusher.
Not even because Clowney was like the consensus number 1. But
right.
Is there like a player who ever like rose really high, like at the very end and just turned out to be garbage?
I'm trying to think. There's definitely guys like that.
Like any recent examples, like guys who just shot up the board and
there's got to be a wide receiver like that. I'm trying to think of his name. There's a wide receiver like that I know.
John Ross.
Probably Jalen Rieger.
John Ross. Also.
John Ross. Well, John Ross shot up as soon as he broke the 40-yard record.
Yeah, exactly. So because
he got picked 9,
you're gonna be good.
Yeah, you got picked 9, which is terrifying because we have picked 9.
Walker is a perfectly fine mid-first round get.
Yes,
because he can play so many positions. He's gonna be able to play whatever you want him to play.
Right, and he's got enough upside to where it's like, okay, it's worth taking him here.
Number 1, calm down. Calm down.
Can we agree that, or do you know who's going number 1? I think it's Aiden Hutchinson.
I think it's Aiden Hutchinson or Ike Ekwonu.
I could see Ekwonu. Also, some reason Evan Neal's been Evan Neal's been falling down the draft boards, which I love because if he's there at 9,
if we can get Evan Neal at 9, I would.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So now that only leaves you with 1. So Trayvon Walker, I guess I'll place at my 4th as well. So this is my 5th. This is a little bit of a sneakier, under the radar one, but I think this guy is riding a hype train off the back of a player who was just really good last draft class from the same college at the same position. He was really good. And this guy is riding his tail. I got Brandon Smith, the linebacker from Penn State.
Wow.
Y'all know about Micah Parsons. So obviously, because he was so good, it's gonna rise the stocks of some other guys. And Brandon Smith, to his credit, has a similar build. He's 21 years old. He's 6'4". He's 250. He is a very raw, but yet physically talented player. My complaints with him is that I don't think he's at all ready to be at 63rd in this draft, which is where PFF has him. I have a 5th to 6th round grade on this guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say these are the two stats that are really damning to me. A 59.7 grade from PFF last year, which ranked 538th out of 815. Mike, there's players on UConn who had a better grade than that.
Of course, you got to plug UConn. Of course.
Yeah, shout out to Travis Jones.
Shout out Travis Jones.
And this is the real bad one. He had a 17% missed tackle rate last year.
Ooh.
17%. He was practically missing 1 in every 5 tackles.
Being a linebacker that can't tackle is like being a wide receiver that can't catch.
Yeah.
Or like a running back that fumbles all the time. Like,
yeah. It's like a quarterback who can't catch the snap. It's like, what are you gonna do if you can't get the most basic fundamental down? Like, listen,
he's literally the anti like Bobby Boucher.
Smith could be a guy who tanks down the draft board because some guys will love his athleticism, but he is nowhere near ready to step in and play right away.
No.
And like, I just think that all of a sudden Micah Parsons, he's so great. He's from Penn State too, and he's the same position, which means that this guy has to be good.
Right.
No, that's not how it works. So I have Brandon Smith as my 5th most overrated player in the entire draft.
I like that a lot. I think the Micah Smith, people need to chill with the Micah Parsons comparisons. My last guy, and this hurts my heart. This really does put a tear to my eye that I have to say this.
So it's going to be in Alabama.
It is going to be an Alabama player. We've talked about him in a few of our mock drafts, and I have vigorously denied taking this man under any circumstance. Josh Jobe, man. He's garbage. I'm sorry. I know I've said that I was.
So because he's not really high ranked in the first place, are you implying that you think he should go undrafted?
I don't think this dude is draftable. I'm gonna be straight up. Just to be straight up. He is. I think automatically, if you play under Nick Saban, you have a certain, I guess, stock to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Played at Alabama, obviously. Their defense relative to the whole nation was very good. But for a Nick Saban defense, and listen, Nick Saban has had some dogs at DB. Trayvon Diggs, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Marlon Humphrey, just to name a few off the dome. Josh Jobe is nowhere near any of those guys, anywhere. It was so sad to see Josh Jobe in coverage just get burnt, mossed, or not know what coverage he's going to play. And it was disgusting. It was so disgusting. And if Nick Saban can't coach that out of him, listen, all guys got their flaws. Trayvon Diggs is still getting burnt every other snap, right? But Trayvon Diggs is an elite ball hawk, right? Marlon Humphrey is a lockdown corner. Minkah Fitzpatrick is a great safety. Landon Collins was really, really good. Eddie Jackson was really good. Still, as a Bears fan, that one hurts too.
Was really good.
But and this is going to sound really harsh, I don't see any redeeming qualities with this guy right here. I have this guy is
size.
No, nothing.
Energy,
heart, doesn't have
motivation.
Doesn't even have a good smile, bro. That's the thing.
He doesn't even bring a good energy in the locker room. Like, he's just like, I don't see any redeeming qualities.
I don't think I've ever disliked an incoming Alabama player in the draft as much as I dislike Josh Jobe right now. I really do not like this guy at all. And I would be mortified if the Seahawks took him. Mortified.
There could be an Alabama player who's like a low key terrible person. Video like someone
Reuben
finds
Foster.
a video of him.
Reuben
Someone finds
Foster.
a video of him kicking the shit out of a homeless person or something.
Yeah.
It's and Mike is like, but He is more draftable than Josh Jobs.
He's 6'3", okay?
He's 6'3". He plays with heart. He plays with passion. Mike is like, dude, Josh Job, he's short. He's fat. He's not fast. He can't cover. He doesn't have the heart. He doesn't bring the energy.
It's like that Stephen A. Smith clip where he's just like going in on him, or Josh.
He's athletic, but he doesn't really know how to move well.
He doesn't have a move that he pins to memory that he can do. No, I think remember Josh Giddey last year in the NBA draft? They said his weakness was basketball. Bro, this dude's weakness is athleticism. Athletics.
I'm a Thunder fan. Josh Giddey balled this year. All right, so chill out with it.
No, I like Giddey. I like the flow. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Josh Jobe, man, he's disgusting. He's putrid. He's awful. And I know the Seahawks are gonna end up with him somehow. And I'm just prepared. You know, John Schneider gonna pick him at 9, and I'm just gonna have a meltdown.
Pick him at 9. I'm like, shit.
I'm gonna have a meltdown, bro.
That would be the worst.
He's gonna pick him at 9 with Sauce still on the board. How much you want to bet?
I mean, honestly, a perfect mock draft for the Seahawks. I think we got Penning at 9,
Jobe at 40.
Job at 40, Pickett at 41.
Oh my God. That'd be so sad.
Job at 40, baby. Turn the card. Let's go. Get him up there. That would be so depressing, dude.
Just thinking about that make me want to cry.
Imagine Roger Goodell. The hype is insane. It's the 9th overall pick. He gets up and announces the Seattle Seahawks slips Josh Jobe corner.
Can you imagine what would be crazy? The Seahawks have a pick. They turn in their number 9 card, and like Les Snead from the Rams just like folds a Josh Jobe card into a paper airplane, throws it on the stage. Goodell picks it up. Josh Jobe. And we're like, oh my God.
No way, dude.
What if Pete's just so much on his like revenge shit? He's like, I'm gonna make some more good DBs and just picks all the garbage DBs.
Mike, would you eat your words if Josh Jobe gets drafted by the Seahawks? He's a dog.
Listen, if he gets drafted to the Seahawks, I'd love to eat my words. We get him on the pod. I would pretend like I never denied that he was good at all, bro. I'll be like, you ever see
I would expose you so badly, bro.
Dude,
like, no, listen, the guy right next to you over here. So that you don't have
draft him at all.
So that you don't have a single redeeming quality to your game.
No, I hope I'm wrong. If he goes to the Seahawks, I'm hoping wrong. Honestly, I hope he gets drafted by the 49ers. I am praying that they take him.
Like an Ambry Thomas type?
Yeah, just provide negative value to the Niners.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dude.
Sorry for the Josh
Jobe. Dude, like Brandon Smith at 9.
I don't know why Josh Jobe just broke me, but he just has. I hate him so much.
Well, I mean, yeah. This was a fun video to make. It was fun to kind of talk and rant. I kind of like these free-form, opinionated conversations. I can't wait for when the draft happens so you can give grades because that's gonna be fun.
Let them take any one of our overrated players, and it's gonna be a fun video for sure. I'll tell you what.
Well, if we pick Walker or Carr Loftus at 9 for me, I wouldn't hate myself. But.
We take Penning. God forbid we take Josh Jobe or Trayvon Walker. I would be pretty livid. But it is what it is.
Josh Jobe, dude. Why would Jobe? If we pick Josh Jobe at 9.
I'm a loser, bro. I'm gonna go be a Niners fan real quick.
Yeah. I mean, anyways, yeah. I mean, that's gonna wrap it up. Let us know what you thought about this. It's gonna, as always, subscribe, leave a like, ring that bell so you'll be notified whenever we drop content. Draft is in less than 2 weeks, man. So gear the hell up because Mike, I don't know if you can do this, but if at all possible, if we can hop in and do a live reaction to the Seahawks pick, that would be tough.
What day is the draft? April 27th?
28th.
28th. I don't think I have any supermodels scheduled for that day. I think I took a few days off, because I have the other 360 days of the year I needed a little vacation in between there. Obviously. So
you guys would be into us watching the draft live. And when the Seahawks turn in the pick for Josh Jobe at 9 and we see Mike physically cry.
Fun story. Last year, we did an NBA. I don't remember if you were there, Sam, but we did an NBA draft live. And I the whole time was like, I hate Patrick Williams. I hate Patrick Williams. I hate Patrick Williams. And then the Bulls took Patrick Williams and I had a meltdown. I had a freaking panic attack. And I still don't like Patrick Williams. I'm going to be straight up. I was right. Whatever. But not gonna be fun if we take.
If you guys want to see Mike cry because we pick because we picked Brandon Smith at 9th overall. Just
Trevor Penning. My blood is gonna boil. My blood is gonna boil if we
dude, I
pick
can
Trevor.
see it happening. He balled out at the Senior Bowl. Like it's gonna
Oh, dude, you're so right. That's totally a guy that John.
small school guy, Mike.
An offensive tackle too. Oh my God, we're taking Trevor Penning, aren't we? No.
Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.